Live time.
Live time.
Is
It's
it?
really, it's
Is it
really,
live time?
it's a really quiet live time. But
I was like,
Yeah.
are we live? Is it live? We're live time now? Is it
allegedly,
is it
Is
actually?
it happening?
Is it now? How about now?
What about now? Now? No. Now. No.
it says public.
No.
It says bubbling.
Oh
It's
no,
weird.
no,
I
public.
don't think that's public. I don't think that's a response that you get.
No.
Does your code say secret slang that
Hey,
you're just
there
like,
we go.
hey, bubbly?
Hmm.
It's, I
Oh,
don't know.
Buble. Little
Joe's
buble.
computer, man, he might have programmed it in all sorts of crazy ways.
You got me there. That's fair.
Oh,
You-
Joe, why you gotta be glitching on the live stream already? Like
oh, I'm
we've
fine.
been live for like 3 seconds. It's
30,
no, we're good.
32, 33 seconds. It's all good.
Oh, I
So
see.
there.
Yeah.
So there. You're 30 seconds behind.
We're bubbly, okay?
Yeah.
If you're watching this ahead of the live stream, jump ahead roughly about 15 minutes to get to the brand new Wii Knife Solid and Civivi Star Flare. Ziggy Star Flare? Something. I don't know. Dark Side.
It's a VV Starflare. Oh, that's news to me.
What? Oh, did we not get appropriate pictures for both?
No. No.
Oh,
It was just the solid. So don't think you're gonna see the Starflare tonight.
yeah. I see. Did we talk about Starflare, Paul?
I think we talked about it very quickly, and then we only put one knife aside to.
Oh, because we only put one, but we still had Starflares, so we didn't have to put it aside.
We did technically, but I
Have
didn't even.
Starflares?
We specifically were like, we're putting this one aside for this, and we
Yeah, I see.
didn't follow up that conversation about the star flare at all. We did talk about it. You are correct. And I
You know,
forgot about it until you talked about it again right
we
now.
talked about it in our chat too, right? That was brought up in the chat.
No.
Something.
I don't think so. But
Oh,
anyway.
I'm recurring either way. I don't know if we want to talk about the Star Flare or not. We could just do the solid, but I don't think we have a full video on the solid.
We could do the Starflare too. It's just I don't have any photos of it ready to go, so
Yeah.
we'd be relying on
Yeah, stock.
I'm more than happy to talk
footage.
about it either way.
Yeah.
So what's everyone carrying?
I got something new. And
Oh,
well, new to me. Mostly.
Joe's playing with some fancy, so we can go first. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm playing with some new to me too. It's still new. It's actually new to the world. It's
The
new
thing
to
I'm playing
every-
with is not new. I can go first.
Sure, Paul, you go first.
I mean, or you can go. I don't care one way or the other. Mine
I'm
is,
just gonna placate the whole situation. It's fine.
Mine's not new, but it is relevant,
Yeah.
and it is the ZT0055.
Oh, it sure
Oh, I
is.
see. Well, I should have gone first now. That's dumb. It is relevant.
Yeah.
It's very relevant. A collab
Absolutely.
with a production company,
Yeah.
It's
By the same individual that we may or may not be talking about at some point tonight.
it's not $1,000 knife. It's not.
It's
probably
not
is.
this time.
It's still probably not quite $1,000 knife, even on the production version.
No, I mean it's probably gone up in value.
But yeah, it's probably somewhat sought after.
I have been offered purchase on it a few times, and I say the same thing every time.
No.
Joe's got dibs.
I was gonna say,
No, and then if I was to, Joe's got
Yeah.
dibs.
Oh, I appreciate that.
P.S.
That is funky.
I'll sell you Dennis's sleeve boy.
I'll sell Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah.
I'm here for it.
Oh, when did you
good
get that
tips.
from Dennis? That I didn't.
No.
You're gonna just have a courier ship it to me? Like, yeah, something like that.
It's a cat. It's a cat wearing a knapsack. Don't worry about it.
I trust him more. I trust him more for sure. Driving and listening, Ben. Good stuff. Good stuff. What are you carrying? Yeah, I'll respond when it's safe.
Justin's gaming, so we're just background noise. I mean,
As per usual. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, the listening and doing other things that are potentially dangerous goes a long way. Infinite, stay hydrated. So
yeah.
it's
Dive in some hell. Are you?
Yep.
Did you cave? Did you do it? You should.
um stop being a nerdy influencer.
No, spread your democracy. Do it. Do it.
Ew. That's gross.
Do it. Do it.
I'm gonna spread a lot of things, Paul, but
All right.
like
Note.
like the butter, like the butter. Um, yeah, so I'm carrying somewhat new to me, good and fancy, somewhat budgety, super fun. We were mentioning last week, Boker had a little shindig, had to take advantage of Boker having a little shindig with some clearance prices, and picked myself up a Boker Baby X. Um, for just like ridiculously cheap prices to get something that's domestic flight in Canada, legal, and D2. I was like, yeah, I'll take a gamble with that bad boy. So
It is just a
Nice.
little guy.
she is small.
For a second, I thought you were floating it on top of a drink.
Well, no, it's on top of the moon, you see, because it's the Baby X, the same guy we reviewed not too long ago, Daryl Castillon. Um, just like Gaston. Uh, but he did this one for Boker and slightly smaller than the Minimal X and not a chisel. So,
It's a warny, sort of.
They just like swap the blade back and forth, right? They just turn it around and sharpen the other side.
Just keep pulling which
pretty
point is
much.
further ahead
Yeah.
than the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Man likes his squares. What can I say?
but I got a fancy melty thing going on underneath one of my drains in the backyard and figured
I
I'd take
see.
advantage of the good times of, yeah. So,
Very nice.
Worked
I like
out.
the what's it called? The Maker's Mark.
his little Daryl Caston, sorry, his Maker Mark is pretty goddamn fancy with the rocket ship.
Yeah, I'm into it.
So, yeah,
D Rocket Designs. Yeah.
D Rocket, yeah,
Yeah.
Doctor Ocket.
He didn't go to 7 years of
Ocket
rocket
school.
school.
No,
Yeah.
there's no
Ocket
R on the
school.
beginning. Yeah,
Uh,
you take the R for the doctor.
it's a rocket.
It's
Oh.
Doctor Ocket.
Man, I wonder how many brain cells he would lose if somebody went up to him. It's like, so
Doctor.
how long have you been running the rocket designs for? You probably have an aneurysm right on the spot.
Yeah.
The rocket. I'm here
Oh,
for it.
Yeah, it's a thing now. So,
yeah, very cool.
Push that out into the ether.
And hey, fluting, it's neat.
it does have some fruiting, yes.
Indeed. A little bit of grip.
The stainless steel variety, and I'll let you know that as far as out of the box goes, is running pretty dry. Had not the best action. We think it's bearings, but I'll never know because the pivot is seized. It's just straight seized.
Welded closed.
And I sheared a T6 Weha T6 bit trying to unseize, and
Yikes!
then it just broke. So I guess we'll say that the action it has is the action it will always have.
I do have a couple bulkers like that.
And
At least
I'll
one.
pressure wash and air compressor and heat gun it afterwards. It's hopefully the pivot on D2 doesn't rust. It's,
Yeah, I mean, when you keep putting it on top of ice like that, I mean,
Hey, I heat gunned it afterwards and wiped it down. Like I was saying,
what more do you need?
you take advantage of the things you have, right? So yeah,
100%.
good times, good times.
I'm here for it.
Joe got a new knife.
I did.
Did you take a weird artsy on the moon glacier picture like I did?
No. I mean,
Was it
thematically, maybe, but no.
was
Was it a completely crappy? I took a picture on the back of my grocery bag, kind of photo,
No.
like I did.
I
like
actually.
15 minutes ago?
That's great. That's where the whales came. I thought I recognized those guys. Yeah.
I took it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I had time to plan, and I
Yeah.
didn't.
I've been up for too long today, realized I didn't have a photo. So took it about a half hour before stream here. But yeah. I have another paradox. You'll note it has less holes than the other aluminum paradox I had. This one has one less hole, and it's a whole inch shorter. So
There you go.
I now have the entire family of paradoxes from Cold Steel. I hate myself. There's no reason for this.
full fairness.
Yeah, so they only ever made the large and the small. And I'm gonna stab
Did they
myself
make
if
an
I'm not
anode?
careful here. Nope. Nope. They only ever
It's
did
all just highlighty things.
these three. So the Zytel in the regular size, the aluminum in the regular size, and then the aluminum in the large. No Zytel in the large.
Okay.
Yeah. So why would I buy a knife I already own? Good question. I've been looking for this thing for like 7 years. Finally had a chance to buy it, and I paid too much money for it. But I regret that dollar purchase less than I regretted other stuff. So hey, there you go.
Quick shout out. We got a whole round of people. Dick Richards, Stanson 57. What do
Hey.
you all care tonight? Thanks for joining us. Ben, you never said what you're carrying. Come on, man. I mean, stay between the lines, but damn, dude. So, yeah. So
Got a Bowie in one hand and a steering wheel in the other. Just ready.
I
mean,
mean,
you gotta be prepared.
voice to text, man. Voice to text. It's a thing. So
Yeah, but you gotta press buttons to make that thing. Anyway.
good times, good times. So new knife, you say?
Yeah. Overpaid for Oz 8.
Yes.
Yeah, you will.
You've proved that time and time again on this channel.
Time and time.
I mean, Oz
time.
8's not as low as you'll go. You'll steep
Oh, no.
lower than that.
What's the worst? What is the worst steel that I
Oz
actually
4.
carry?
You got
420J.
4116. You've carried the Schlottel.
4116.
4116. Yeah, I think 4116 is actually the crappiest skill I'll carry on a regular basis.
What's the sting?
That one is 1055, but that one gets used more as a pry bar and a scraper than an actual knife. So I don't really care what the steel is on that. I've probably carried that knife more consecutively than almost everything else in my collection.
It's weird that of your collection, the pry bar is the thing you carry the most.
Yeah. Today was getting used, but... And for the record, I do use this thing. Not often, because it's ridiculous, but I do enjoy it.
Ben is carrying his throwing knives in an Adamas. You deal with your road rage differently, Ben. That's all I'm saying. I mean, get home with the same amount of throwing knives that you started with.
Well, this is why you tie ropes to the end of them so you can pull them back,
I see.
reel them back in
Like
after.
a dart.
And then behind you, you get the like slow-mo Matrix cars bounce.
Yep.
You're still attached, so obviously that's gonna end
Poorly for everyone
Yeah.
involved. But hey, look,
good
7:30.
times, good times. Yeah. Oh, look at that, we made it. Good times.
Turner.
We did.
So, wee knife solid, mainly a wee knife solid. You say it's a good thing we did start with a star flare.
Yeah, perhaps for the best.
So maybe not even a new knife for 2024, but a new iteration of the new Wee Knife Solid in the polished gray. Not to be confused with the polished bead blasted titanium or the polished something else. I don't know how many polish there is. No, I think that's it. They just like to call everything polished.
I mean, this thing's pretty shiny.
It's got some shine, and I was, I think, pretty accurate in my description of me thinking it was going to be like, chromy matte gray on the like spine of the pleroma type of thing. And I think that is exactly
They're a similar color, but I don't think they were done the same way. If that makes
no,
sense.
no, I think you're probably right
Yeah.
on that. Some speckaroonies if we want them.
Yeah.
Overall length, a hint under 9 inches, 8.97. Blade length 3.88 inches. Blade thickness 4 mils thick. Weight is 5.92 ounces. Not messing around. 20
Nope.
CV with a 58 to 60 hardness. Polished gray finish with that. SLT. What is the whole SLT mechanism? Ceramic ball bearings. All the good times.
Yeah.
Designer is Gustavo Cicchini.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think I got it all.
I think that's
So
all.
specs. Blade
It's
thickness, 4 mils. Damn, son.
yeah, that's pretty solid.
Is that the thickness of where that swedgy on the
I
compound grind is?
I would imagine like the mid thickness, like that section right there. Yeah,
This is
that's probably
not going to
4.
show terribly well, but I mean, he does like a thick blade.
Yeah,
But even on top of where the spine is, right
Yeah.
in there where Joe's pointing to. He's got that batani section, like a Tom Brown tracker.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
yeah. Baton the hell out of this knife. What could go wrong? Yeah.
don't don't hurt my feelings like that, Joe. You stop that.
Okay, I'll hurt your feelings later
Dennis
in
left it
some other way.
implied.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention: one piece titanium, one
Yeah.
piece. It's Integral loonies.
It sure is. Here's a shot of that spine with the clip, the 3D milled clip with the 3D milled spine, and the SLT GTC labeling. This is a knife we've been looking forward to getting in hand for a long while. Like a
Yes, I have been.
long while.
That's a good looking spine right there. It's a good looking spine.
So Paul, spoilers, are you gonna buy one?
Yes, at some
You,
point. I'm not going to buy it right away.
that's
It's a
fair.
lot of money, and I'm going to probably
Which
start
variation
trying
you
to.
gonna buy?
I'll have to look back through them. Right now, this is a pretty high contender. There's a few things that I don't love. Probably one thing that I is the only real complaint, but um, yeah, I'll look back through and see.
It's good times. There's 6 variations. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Is there?
Yeah.
There's the
So,
bronze with the black blade. There's the blue with the black blade. There's the silvery kind of original one. There's
Blue with a
all
silver
black.
blade. Blue doesn't have a black blade.
Are you sure?
Blue with the
Okay.
blue with a
Huh.
silver blade.
Okay.
Black on black, bronze fittings. Black and silver. Bronze and black.
That was the other one.
Like-
Yeah.
All silver all the time.
I do like the silver.
Oh, black stonewash with the etchy etch and the black titanium. That's
Is
right.
there also a Damasteel one?
No, there is not.
Oh,
I forgot about the one that had the weird etchings, kind of like the limited edition front flipper thingy that we have in our store right now.
really glad there's not a Damascus version
Schreibernetic.
Right. Yeah.
because I would probably lean in that direction like a jackass.
So 2 blacks. One is normal black. One is rocky texture black.
Where is that
Cybernetic
rocky
action.
texture black?
The
It's
top,
right.
Is that the
Top
top
left.
top left? Oh no! Oh, I
Yeah.
like that. Shit. Well, okay. I guess I was about to say my preferred variation would have been the silver on silver on silver, but
This one
No,
is
this is the one.
named the Turok. You see, it is. Why did I get no response?
Because
No
I
Turok. No Turok references. You guys,
never
goddamn
played.
cave,
Never
goddamn
played it.
cavemen.
Never played it. It's a
I,
video
don't,
game,
I,
right?
I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't even have that reference.
Um,
The hell's a Turok?
You
pretty sure it's a video
both.
game.
It is a video game where you're like a
Uh,
caveman and bows and arrows and dinosaurs and shit like that type of thing.
right. I remember hearing good things about it at the
God damn
time.
it, man. You guys are cultural swine.
Oof.
I had Mortal Kombat to play, bro.
This was around the same time that like Basic Instinct was knocking off Mortal Kombat. If you remember the Basic Instinct games where you could, it was like also a fighter game, but they had all these crazy demons and stuff.
Sure. I spent entirely too much time playing Unreal
You
Tournament.
guys, I tell you, back on knives. We Knife Solid just say, God damn it.
No, now I want to play Unreal 99. But yeah.
6 ounces and this thing's milled, eh?
Bill, like,
Is it
Externally,
internally? It's got some internals, doesn't it?
it's
I-
an integral, bro.
yeah, no.
They got in there with a L-shaped Dremel. Come on.
With an L-shaped Dremel.
So I did actually get a couple pictures of the inside of the knife, but not focusing on the.
But very clearly clean slabs. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
but
what's
hey,
gonna win them.
there's some rainbowy goodness on the inside of that handle there.
Yeah, that part I did like.
It's just a little weird that that's there, but it's like a full
fine.
spectrum. It's weird.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm into
That's
it,
fun.
but it is weird.
I mean, if they were heat treating the TI and then did the coating on the outside and do it on the inside, because it is and it's just heat treatment like you see on heat treatment on steel sometimes.
Can you quench titanium to harden it though?
Certain titaniums you can. I'm not sure what the process is. I've never looked that far into it.
Is the titanium commonly used in knives one of those types?
6L4V Type 5.
Yeah.
I think, but I think the benefits are pretty minimal. I think other types of titanium respond better, if I remember correctly. But
Okay.
again, it's
Okay,
been a long while since I looked into it.
I have heard of like hardened titanium parts for like jet engine parts and stuff like that, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I think they're more like they might have like copper, like their copper titanium alloy. Anyway, that's
Okay.
weeds
We
in the
Knife,
weeds.
We Knife Solid. Anyway.
Yeah, so the Solid has a lock bar relief on the show side, a feature which I initially fucking hated. But then after, the third or fourth viewing of pictures, I began to think, you know what? That's awesome. That handle is about as symmetrical as you could make a frame lock. It's pretty cool. And then getting it in hand, and I didn't take any in-hand shots because I'm an asshole, but it actually does fit surprisingly well in the hand. And that cutout
the
does
best
not feel
GTC
uncomfortable.
in hand ergos probably I've ever felt. Like it's
So
I
about
don't know,
that,
man.
I actually prefer the ZT in hand to the Solid.
You're
I
crazy.
say this thing's surprisingly comfortable for
It's
being all
because it
straight
tapers
lines.
down and then back out a little bit. It tends to not quite like this, but there is a point where your fingers want to cinch into. Whereas the Solid, I feel like it's a bit beefier, a little bit bulkier, just in that height dimension.
It has a Contigo vibe when I play with it. Like as far as the grip and the way that it crooks your hand
Really?
and fits inside there. Yeah, just the way that
Interesting.
it kind of like
Th-
nestles.
Okay.
They're both taller handle knives too.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Contigo, I think I prefer even more so just because of that heavy sweep. I really love that handle. Like they never should have discontinued that goddamn knife. That's
Don't worry about it.
Contigo's a sweet piece, man. Anyway.
Don't worry, they'll
Anyway.
reintroduce it at some point for twice the price.
I almost recently bought a second
Yeah.
fixed blade to have a backup one of those just in case. But it's
Dennis is expecting to have forearms at some point in the future.
Of course he did. That was
well,
gonna
of
be
course. Yeah.
Get some robot hands installed.
I need a backup for my backup, the two is one thing.
Start calling him General after a point. Uh,
General.
General Grievous. Star
Mhm.
Wars.
General Jesus.
General
I've already,
General
General
Jesus.
Jesus. Oh
I've
my god.
already,
Is
I've
that
already
the
got the pastor hat, the
is
That's
preacher
the
that
hat,
most.
and
is that from the Bible too? Because I will watch that movie.
I was going to be even more rude, and I will not. Let's continue on, sir.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah,
No left hand carry because fuck you.
integral. It's what you get. It's what you get when you mess with the
You
warrior.
know, if you're gonna
Uh,
pay that kind of money, you could give me an insert on the one side, and you could color it differently, like you did for the lock bar insert here.
If I'm gonna pay that much money as a right-handed person, I would prefer they just make a left-handed knife
Lefty
upon
version of this?
request.
You think so?
Just make it upon request.
So, where the I thought I had a
can I get a
photo
flipper
up.
delete for it as well?
Of course.
It comes with its
Uh,
own.
yeah. So
No,
about
no,
that.
no.
So if in case you're not aware of what GTC likes to do and why the ZT was infamous and why the solid is interesting, it's not just because it's an integral. That's actually kind of a take it or leave it thing, I think. But for me, it's all about that flipper tab. So there's a tab that is attached to the blade. It's spring loaded, so it wants to stay upright. You run your finger into it and pull down. So it's sort of like a two-stage opening. It comes down and then it activates into the blade. Um, there's no spring that makes the knife fire. It is still technically an all manual action, but you end up with a profile where when the knife is open, yeah, the flipper tabs are not there. This was sort of an early uh, fix, which we're seeing a lot of knife companies now do this type of a thing where the flipper tab is just square. But with the frame
Tucked away.
lock, yeah, there was a Civivi that we just got in recently. What's that blue handled little thing called? It has like a little stick tang that comes straight up in front of the lock
The
interface.
Quake U.
The Quake U.
Yeah, the Quake Q. I should have taken a photo of that for
What did
reference,
you
but
say to me?
some
Quake U, man.
Yeah, you
Quake
heard me.
me. No, Quake you. Um, so this is kind of an interesting take on them. Yeah, but
Uh,
I don't know that this is necessarily going to be like I don't know, Paul. Like, what do you how do you feel about the difference between the solid and your GTC, your ZT GTC?
What? Sorry, what?
The difference in firing action because they actually
I
change the angle at which
I
it
do like the new angle.
you do.
This
Yeah.
there is a long draw before you can get this knife to pop. It does. So the new knife, the solid,
Mhm.
um, once the flipper cocks out, it flicks like a regular flipper, if that makes sense. You flick it like a light switch.
Yeah.
My ZT, I've always found that you pull the flipper out and then you almost like press it like a button and it forces the knife out. So
Yeah.
they're the same mechanism but completely different actions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it is distinctly different between the two.
Yeah,
so what I'm hearing here is Paul likes the new angle of the dangle
I do.
and the way that it cocks out, whereas the old one had a long tug. It's
Had a long tug and a good like, but a good press. You know,
yeah,
Bulbous end. That's the other
that's
thing too.
satisfying release. It's as it were.
Yeah,
yeah, they're
Paul.
different shapes.
Yeah, so it's got this little hole. It's a little bit bulbous, a little bit round at the end. I didn't
Uh,
grab a detail shot at the top of the flipper, but it has like a little cross hatching, so it'll grip your finger, but it doesn't feel overly pinchy. The solid, that is.
Yeah, yeah, I like
Wait.
this thing a lot.
Oh no. Okay, cool. I thought I didn't get these photos. I did. Here's that detail shot that I said I didn't have. Uh, you can absolutely see the lock bar interface there as well.
did you get a slightly irrelevant size comparison?
Nope, because I'm an asshole.
Ah, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
What an
Yeah.
asshole.
I know.
This isn't gonna really help all that much, but Paul, do you have an Endura with you? Because it's about the same length overall, I think.
I do not own an Endura.
Okay.
No, come on.
I tried. And by I tried, I
And
mean
an,
I didn't.
an Endura? Like, read the room, dude. Come on.
It's a Spider Co. Wait, does Paul own a Dragonfly?
I do. I have it right here.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, okay. Can you give us a size comparison with your ZT? And then
um,
I'll throw the ZT up with next to the solid.
the
Yes, they actually are showing up for some reason.
Sick. It's because your face is still in view, so it's not trying to mute stuff.
oh,
Yeah, it says to
your
take it off.
face for the win, Paul. Come on, take
Yeah, that's
that.
right. You
Take
heard
that
that.
when you can, man. Yeah.
Fuck you. Thank you very much.
What, man? I'm the one that started the compliment. I can take you back down a notch afterwards.
Anyway, it's a substantial handle.
It's a lot of knife.
It's a big boy. You shouldn't be wanting for grip, even with XL hands or double XL hands. Like,
I
there's a
will
lot
also
there.
say a little bit of a cheaty. They got Knife Show, Blade Show collaboration of the year for 2023, but that's because they snuck it out as a late release. We Knife knows how to play their cards, and they released it pretty much as the like Blade Show
Was kicking
was
off.
coming up. Yeah, mid-year release, mid-show release.
Yeah. Knife collaboration of the year. Yeah.
Good times, good times. Width, 1.5 inch thick, 1.44 on the handle. So you're talking about a handful and a grip size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you certainly
So,
are.
I like wider handles on certain knives. Um, Dennis, what do you, with you? How do you feel about the solid?
I mean, I like it. It's cool. It's cool. SLTs with an integral. That's a nice combination. I mean, also with the collab, that's a good time as well between Wee Knives and GTC. Price point is steep, but that's what you get when you
Did
mess with the Warrior.
I, I
So
I know I flashed the website several times here, but I don't know if we said it out loud or not. 510 for the
530, sir.
black. So it's slightly cheaper for the black with the funky, etchy Turok looking finish here.
It's actually anywhere between 500 and 530.
Okay,
Apparently, the polishing on this costs more.
I see. I see. Bronzing
If it
and
was not
DLC.
polished, they cost less. Bronze and black titanium normals are 500, and blue titanium and black stonewashies with the etchings are 510 American.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I will say though, if this was on other competitors' prices, that might be of a American persuasion, that would be an extra couple $100 on top of there for sure, including the brand that you have the predecessor to, Paul. This knife nowadays were to come out as an integral. Yours is not an integral, no?
Oh, Paul, you've muted yourself.
Yeah.
Nah, your software muted through Zoom.
Yeah, do it again. Yeah, you just muted yourself on Zoom.
That was weird.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. Did someone learn how to do that?
No, because it wasn't intentional.
One of the viewers just.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Someone
I
decided
appreciate
that.
it.
Shout out in the comments. Yeah.
It's like, nah, Paul's had enough. Apparently.
I
You've
don't
said too
care about
much.
his opinion. He talks about his knife too much. I want it. I'm jealous. Muting
Yeah.
that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, if it was a ZT variation nowadays and an integral and GTC and collabs and
It'd be
like,
$1,000.
oh my, yeah, Christmas.
Yeah.
But it's Chinese and it's Wii, so it's.
I mean, they do Magna Cut and then really do $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, they sure do.
So,
Question:
yeah.
how difficult would it be to mirror polish the silver version?
To mirror polish it.
It's still like a
Yeah.
blasted of some
So
Yeah.
sort.
if now I've seen, I think it was Metal
Oh, I can't
Complex's
wait for you to mess your
video.
knife up. Can I see?
Oh,
Can I watch
I
you
don't
do
want to
it?
do it myself. I would probably send it out to somebody to do if that
Oh,
was the
can I
case.
watch someone wreck your knife?
So
Like,
what
can
I
we put
would
that in live stream?
do if it were me and I were trying to do this properly, I don't think it would be a mechanical polish. I don't know that I would have the patience for that. I would probably go electro polish,
Okay.
which is an expensive thing to do, a very expensive
Mhm.
thing to do. But if you could do it,
Isn't that the machine that you want to buy, Joe?
well, so what I want is a dry electro polish machine because I have expensive tastes even for stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
But you could also do it with some really nasty acids and chemicals and electrolytes and stuff.
Okay, what he's saying, Paul, is you should just fund his machine.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
So
I'll do the knife for you.
there.
There you go.
That's the
Um,
trade.
Spend
You see.
5 or 6 times the worth of the knife.
oh my god, yeah, that's lowballing it for sure.
Okay.
But
But
anyway,
then anytime he needs to test new technology, he can guinea pig on your shit, like free of charge, for sure.
that's true. That's true.
The least he could
That's
do.
what I needed is he just
It's-
guinea pigging on my shit.
But
Yeah.
Just spinning around over here.
since I'm not
Educated
made of
gooning.
money,
Yeah.
since I'm not made of money, you could actually sit with some polishing compound and go over this whole thing.
The only reason I asked the question is
Yeah.
because this version is a 59 to 61 because it's a uncoated blade.
Yes, yes, it is.
Mhm.
But I really like the polish on the one we're looking at. It was
Yeah.
a real roundabout way to get to that point. I really like the polish of this, but I want this blade on that knife.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, dude. Like these photos on Wii's website do a real shit job of showing off how nice the surface finish actually is. Um, the surface finish on the uncoated version, I think, is basically the same as the stuff we have to review.
You
It's
think?
got I yeah, so I would say go take a
Okay.
look at some online reviews, especially I think Metal Complex had a view specifically of the silver handled one. I forget if it was just an unboxing or a full review, but either way, you get to see it in glorious 4K. Thank you, Metal Complex. And this seriously, the texture looks incredible. It's not orange peeled. It's a little bit more reflective than that. It's very similar to the stuff that is on the black coating. Yeah, like it's got that kind of brushed sort of. It's just really nice. It's really nice.
And yes, good point of note. Anything black coated from many companies now, but at least they're being upfront about it, is a hit lower on the HRC than any of the non-coated blades. One more reason why your coated blades can suck it. But
Yeah.
sometimes you just want a coated blade.
Are times where it's beneficial, but more companies, and by more companies I mean Benchmade's using a lot. Cerakote is a great option if you don't necessarily want to have a lower HRC or a much lower HRC. But most of these black oxide type coatings or DLCs, they require the blade to be heated, um, which interferes with the normal temper that a blade would otherwise have. So
But sometimes you just want like mirror polish DLC.
yeah,
It's fine. Just sometimes you want those things. And sometimes you just have to have those things.
sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's absolutely okay.
Sometimes you can take your coconut chocolate bar and throw it in the ocean. It's fine. And sometimes you feel like a nut.
Wise words from a strange man.
It's- that's a memoir right there. That's a
That's
memoir.
accurate.
How about some downsides? Because we've been fluffing this thing up for a little while.
I have two.
Okay. As the man who was most likely to buy one of these things, what are your two?
So I'll say the one that's universal to all of them first, and then I'll complain about the one thing about this knife,
Sure.
this specific one. Okay, so the lock bar cutout that is on both sides of the knife.
Yes.
Why couldn't it be contoured like the other contours that were already on this knife? Like you could have chamfered the corners of it and softened it slightly without changing its like what it does. If that makes sense. Like even if you like softened the corners on the top ledge without actually
I
like.
I see what you're saying. I think the solution in that case, it could be that this is a compromise. It could be that in order to get to that thinness, they needed to take that deep of a cutout. So rather than have the cutout be wider with a more gradual sweep, they decided we're not going to go that wide. We're going to keep it tight.
But that's not technically what I'm saying though. I'm saying even have this exact cutout and just chamfer the inner corner at a slightly wider angle so it softens it and blends it in more with
No,
what's already there.
that's what I mean. What I'm saying is that that surface, like if we're looking at this
But I'm not
picture
talking about all the
here,
way down to the knife. I'm talking
Just
about
the top shoulder
just the top shoulder, just rounding that
of
corner
that.
slightly.
Yeah.
that yeah, I'm not sure. This is such a strange shape that maybe, and this is just devil's advocate, maybe
Yeah.
that would interfere with ergonomics. Maybe.
So because it has it on the other side and it's a cutout and it's not slopey, because that would mess with
I don't know that it would actually mess with anything though if you were to chamfer.
No, like Joe was saying, it's
Yeah.
yeah. If you took the
If-
shoulders on the other side and knocked
if
them
you
down,
copied the angles that were on the rest of the knife, absolutely, it would probably change the way that lock bar interface works
we're
for
not
sure.
springy like it
Yeah.
should, type of thing, right? But what the
But
one
what
thing
if you
I'll say,
chamfered it like the front of the knife, like the
Yeah.
front of the handle,
yeah,
where
for
it
sure,
meets the blade,
and get
just
a little
ever so slightly softening
knock
it
the
so it's
corner off a little bit,
yeah.
yeah.
So, do you guys know if this is a one-to-one from one of his customs, or was this a specific design for Wii? Because he does all kinds of crazy bullshit, which is fantastic. There's dozens of different variations, and he's constantly putting a new spin on these on his frame locks. Um, but if it, what I'm asking is, I guess, is if it's really iconic design language for him, that would also answer it in my mind. Because if that's something he's known for, then maybe.
Well, and I think on the other side too, like with the lock bar cutout actually on the lock bar side,
It's hard to see here, but it is actually the exact same shape on this knife too. So
it's
Right.
maybe
yeah.
you got me. Maybe you're there. Yeah.
What I was going to say is because he's done it on this side too, there is this like art thing and there is this aesthetic about like, um, instead of considering it a flaw, make it a feature type of thing. And I think maybe knocking those corners down would make it less of a feature as that cutout, like actually drawing your attention to how angular it is.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. I don't want my attention brought to the
Well,
ugly part of the knife.
it almost has like this concept car kind of like that part like stands out as being like, oh, that's a little more futuristic and wowy, as well as the blade. And the part of the blade that's the futuristic and wowy is the compound grind and the weird angular part of that blade as well, right? So
Yeah. But that's what I'm suggesting is let that be the weird thing,
yeah,
because it
for
is
sure.
the weird thing.
Well,
But it's personal preference. It's
maybe he wants
neither
to
here nor there.
weird thing it up in more than one way.
Absolutely.
I mean, you
Did
like
find
to
a-
weird it up in more than one way.
I
It
did
does
find a
follow-
picture. I did find a picture of one of his customs. I'm just throwing up now. That is very different from what we're looking at for Wii, but it does definitely have that same sort of cutout with the sharper corners. I do agree, though, Paul. Aesthetically, I really do think that if they did what you're suggesting and they kept those chamfers within the same sort of realm as each other, it would bleed together a little bit better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because I'll be honest, I like his work, but I think that looks kind of dumb.
fair.
Yeah.
Now buy it.
Everything else is beautiful of that knife. Don't get me wrong, and I probably would still buy it, but I'd always be like, I don't know why. Why would you do that? It's weird.
The only other thing I guess would be maybe as an anchoring point for your finger, just to keep the handle from sliding. Because with the handle that wide, it's not exactly the most okay, it's not an uncomfortable handle to hold, but it doesn't lock in the same way that so many other designs do. And part of that's because of the surface finish, but that's because of the rounding everywhere else. And that's about as good of a spin as I can put on it. I think I do agree otherwise, though. Seeing this without that cutout, or at least with the cutout reduced, would be probably better.
Well, I think the main problem is that you're supposed to be shooting the SLT into a reverse grip with your pinky. And you've all been doing it wrong this whole time.
So you're holding the knife upside
Clearly
down.
doing it wrong.
Jesus. Yeah. Hey, Paul, you want to do that on camera and cut yourself?
No.
Thank you. Thank you for not.
I mean, you could do it off camera and cut yourself too. Like, it's your choice.
I've done it before. I can do it again.
I know. It's not actually that hard. Or Joe's making it out to be a lot more difficult than it actually is.
Yeah, still don't. I appreciate it.
If I want to cut myself, Joe,
it's a lot easier
opportunity
than trying to reverse grip an SLT.
I've got a serrated Swiss Army knife here. I think that'll do the trick.
Sweet.
You should send your Grimsmon to get serrations. Just saying.
How dare you?
But send it to Tom Mayo.
When I get a second one, then we'll talk.
Just send it to Tom Mayo. Just tell him you'd like to have it best serrated.
No.
It's the wrong Tom.
It's the wrong Tom. The original complaint that I had does kind of lead into the one thing about this knife that I wish was slightly different. And I know why it is the way it is, because it was a mechanical process. But there's such a really nice overall finish to this knife handle. Mm-hmm. But that little pocket doesn't let the stonewashing media or whatever it was that they did the polish with in. And so you have a different finish in that little spot, but only kind of in the crevices.
Mm.
So it's not like an intentional feature.
They're just trying to give you a little spot to hide, some shadows, a little different texture going on.
I don't know if
it's nose shape, so you can just put a little bit of cocaine in there and then you're ready to go.
For legal purposes, that was a joke.
You've figured it out.
I figured it out.
That's why the design language is universally there.
Yeah.
That's why you like his design so much.
All the cocaine that I do. You're right. I forgot. Because of the cocaine.
How could I possibly forget? What do you think those
cocaine
flutes
amnesia.
were on the ZT? Those little troughs were just for
lining it up. I see. I got you. Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
That little hole in the SLT on the ZT, that was also for press packing some cocaine for later.
That's why you hold the straw. That's fine.
It was when zero gravity and you needed some soup noodles.
There you go.
Sure.
Do I achieve zero gravity through cocaine? Is that... Can you do that?
Just start levitating. Yeah, that's why it's illegal.
That makes sense.
You're not going to make it.
Superpowers.
You're not going to make it on NASA with those kind of admissions.
There we go.
Like it's
big airplane doesn't want you to know this one secret.
Exactly. Jumbo airplane, one might even say.
Speaking of a secret,
that's the stuff.
I think we noticed. I don't know if Dennis noticed necessarily, but you can get some black marks on your hands and on paper towel wiping this thing when it's brand new. Whatever they did for their black oxide surface finishy bullshit, whatever. They didn't really buff it off with any kind of like felt compound or anything like that before it left the factory, I'm assuming, because
it's still active, is what you're saying?
Yeah, there's loose particulate.
It is an active process.
Yeah. Now, I don't think that's really going to change the surface finish all that much, but it would have been cool if I'm going to spend this much money on a single knife that, you finish cleaning the thing before you package it out.
Well, no, it's just aging like a fine wine inside the box, you see.
I don't know if you knew. I don't know how many people necessarily know this, but when you're finished milling G10, you have to you have to reapply oil to it. Otherwise, it looks dry and desiccated as shit. It's not just micarta that's like that, and everyone can do that fine, and that's an annoying process. But come on, just wipe it out. Come on.
You could literally just have like the white gloves and just do this with a knife before you
Until
put it
they're
in a box.
until they're gray gloves.
Yeah, and then you swap
Why?
out for different gloves.
Why you reckon so many gloves, man? Like
Oh,
So that
he's
you
got
reuse the gloves, you
you
wash them.
use a J cloth like a fucking human. It's,
No, I'm not. I'm not filtering a soup stock here. Come on.
So what I'm saying is, just don't lick this knife. At least not right out of box. Just
No, do it. Do it. Let me know how that works out for you.
yeah.
I
I
want to know.
mean,
I
maybe
dare you.
not this variation, at least.
So okay, so that's the other thing. That Turok version we were looking at earlier. That's probably fine to lick. I
I'm
never
sure
noticed that.
now he uses the reference like
I
he's
used
all
it
in on the
before.
goddamn story.
I
So
used it
anyway,
before, and he didn't call me on it then.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
all right.
That craggly, the cybernetic finish that you can get on this knife.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay. All
I was
right.
talking
That
about
guy.
Dennis.
I'm
Not
saying
Turok.
I'm
Yeah.
saying you can lick it, Paul. I'm saying
I'm
it can be
gonna.
licked. Yeah.
I'm saying it will be.
Yeah. So is this knife worth the money? Is this knife worth the money?
If you're a fool like me, who just is like, this thing is cool as shit, and I need it in my life.
That I mean, I can't fault you for that logic and reasoning because I literally use that exact logic and reasoning for
It's
stupid bullshit recently. So
you're getting into like Rolexy kind of, not price wise, obviously, but like it doesn't do knife things better than another knife. You're buying it because that design is cool as shit and you want it.
yes, you are buying it because you want the design collab with Mr. GTC himself.
Yeah.
Dennis can pronounce his name again because I don't know.
Chin
You
chin.
you say that like I've said it right
Yeah.
any
I'm
point in
just
time.
I'm
Look,
just hoping, guy. It's
I recently learned that he was Brazilian. Based on the last time, I thought he was Italian.
The way that you say it,
I throw the
it's
Italian accent in there, and
like he just
you give him one of
started
these.
a new level on the Mario Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah,
heck
you
yeah.
throw in one of these, and it's perfect. I'll be throwing them around, you know. I'd be.
Well, I gotta throw him.
Like hands.
The
Yeah,
H
I think I'm gonna buy
is
the gray one,
like
Yeah.
this one.
like the original gray one.
Oh, I see. You're just
I
all
think
about
that's the
chasing the
direction.
Rockwell,
Although
eh?
this is a close second, I do like the dark.
Chase that Rockwell.
Yeah, I want that etched finish. Is actually super cool.
I've lost volume.
Oh,
Oh,
you've
that's too
lost
bad.
volume.
Keep breaking things.
Okay.
Did one of our viewers figure out how to mute you again?
No, I had muted all of you.
Oh,
Oh,
well, that's
oh,
not
I
good.
see. Did one of the viewers figure out? Are you one of the viewers, Paul?
I mean, technically,
Yeah, yeah. That's how they get you. Um, so is it worth the money? For me, no, no. But you gotta like it. And the SLT, when people snap it, like I had an old guy play with this knife last week, and there's no way he would have been able to flipper any flipper fully deployed. The strength in the fingers would have been, and it was blade up with the flipper tab. I'm using a Sebenza for an example. Deal with it.
I'm dealing.
Yeah, in such a manner, and when the SLT did load up enough that when it finally let go, it let go in just enough effort to not have the old man be scared of it and drop it out of his hands as well. Like the thing's dialed for how much pressure it needs, and the mechanism is perfect for what you need for a flipper rather than having to worry about D10s dialed in and things like that, right? But you gotta really like that shit. And for me, I'm just like, nope, doesn't do it.
I like it because of the weird shit.
Put a coiled spring in the back of my flipper tab, and I still don't want to buy something with a flipper tab.
Really, even if it tucks away.
Yeah, no.
It's the opening motion that he doesn't like, I
Yeah.
think.
Still, like,
That's
can I
that.
flipper delete it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
if you
technically could. You could just take the spring right out of it.
just have to
Take it
pinch the
off the
knife
knife.
open.
Yeah, good luck, because it completely conceals in the handle.
Is it
So
complete? I don't know if it's complete.
I'm looking at it
It's
close, and
pretty complete, but it's
eh,
There's some
not
harpoon sticking out.
You can
you're
grab
grabbing
it.
chamfer. Good luck.
You can grab that harpoon.
That's
And
all
I'm
right.
gonna
You
say
can Spidey
harpoon.
you can Spidey flick it from there. It's fine.
I mean, I probably could.
Just put some grip tape on it. On the
Ring
harpoon.
finger flicking.
Yeah. Right where the harpoon is, yeah, you just
God,
put some.
that's awful.
Little
You
grip
cut,
tape.
I cut the track tech out of one of my Kershaw
Oh
blurs.
no, you take it.
Reapply.
You take one of those little cutoff discs on your Dremel and you carve away the lock bar cutout on the show side, so that you can get your thumb down to wheel it open.
Yeah.
Joe, could you
that
just
was
mute yourself for the rest of the
Can you
conversation?
Spidey hole that cutout and just put a Spidey hole through the blade where that cutout is, and then people can
Yeah.
third finger flick it?
Hell yeah. But only lefties. But you can still only carry it righty.
I'm afraid this conversation is giving me cancer.
Well, you can carry it as a righty. You just have to do like a traditional, like with a thumb, but like way down there to get that rotation, right? Like
You just have to have it pinched way up in your hands.
Yeah. And then do like a drop where it just drops down as you're spinning it open, right? Like
Is there a way we can put an Emerson wave on this?
Spidey 2 Gen, yeah, no doubt. Where that cutout is, just snaggletooth the Spidey hole.
Yeah, carve down the rest of the handle, carve down part of the blade, put a hook in it. Yeah, now we're cooking.
I think we're giving Paul heartburn as for talking.
My condolences. Definitely take some Pepsid. Yeah.
Just did.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll say for me, for the money, yeah, no. This isn't. Unless you're a big fan of the GTC, I don't know that this is necessarily a. You're looking for a titanium integral from Wii's lineup. You can find better price.
So
you're not going to get the weirdness. You're not going to get the sculpture. You're not going to get the collab. But
we talk about the glory days of ZT, and I think it's arguably to say that the GTC collab was in and around the era, maybe on the tail end, but of the ZT glory days. And people still look back and talk about it, but it was a limited run, and those who have it aren't looking to sell it because Paul's an asshole, right? So whatever, it is what it is. So you can't get one unless you're trying to get a custom. So this is kind of like the next generation. They look back at some of those old ones. They've played with some of the ZTs. They've offered money. Paul said, fuck you. And then this is the next best way to get one now, right? So is it worth the money to everyone who's asked Paul for one and he's turned him down like an asshole? Yeah, it is worth, because the guy's only 25 years old, man. He wasn't alive when that one came out. No, I'm just kidding.
God.
Just taking shots.
It's just fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like we say the same stuff pretty often when it comes to this type of thing, where it's like, yeah, if you're into the designer, you should get it because it's a really cool whatever. But like, it's just a lot of fucking money for what it is at the end of the day, and it is a good knife. It's a cool knife. It's got a crazy compound grind. The handle's just batshit weird sculpture. It's cool, but
so
this is getting there.
Here's the next question, Paul. Do you think the construction of this knife is on par with your ZT, or better, or worse?
I would say it's on par.
You don't think it's better?
It's an improvement in as far as like distance traveled. The
But that could be an evolution on Cicchini's part and not
100%.
Wee Knife in particular,
I
right?
don't know
So,
that there's anything that I specifically have to hate on from ZT on this knife. It's got a
The po-
decent.
the
I
pocket
was gonna
clip
say,
on the ZT maybe being a little uninspired, but
oh yeah, for sure. That's what I mean.
yeah,
Like, it's definitely an evolution of the
well,
flipper's gotten better. The milled
and
clips are way more of a thing nowadays than they were when this
oh,
thing came out.
I was just
yeah,
about. So here's the thing, though. Like, Wee Knife is now become this, like, hey, let's just put a milled clip on it and we can get away with still having a shitty clip. Like, and it's almost become that's the one negative I have with Wii is just because you put a milled clip on it doesn't mean it's a good clip. And yeah, it's a unique clip and it's not a 3-hole pattern and it's not a deep carry wire and it's not a whatever, but it's also not functional or practical with some of them
yeah,
that are out there. The
Oh yeah,
Roxy is a good example of that, right? Like, the clip
100%.
Theoracus is the
sucks, man.
best example of that. That clip sucks.
Yeah, there's some shit clips. Shit clip.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean,
and
this one doesn't seem bad, and it's lefty, so I don't, or not lefty, so I don't really give a shit one way or not. But
Can you go to Clip Pick, Joe?
oh, that's a
yeah,
different website, dude. That's after stream's over.
Yeah.
Oh, you said clip. Sorry.
Yes.
It's
yeah. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it. I'm
I'm a little worried
fine.
about it.
I still don't know what we're about to watch. It's
Look, a clip.
Yeah, the clip's fine.
Yeah, feels comfy in hand. It's okay.
yeah,
It's not
and
bad.
I like I said, I don't actually necessarily know about this clip in particular. I just, like I said, I think it seems to be this theme that is an underlying theme. And eventually, I think more and more people are going to start to notice that with Wii knives in particular, that it's just like, just because it's a milled clip, it's a milled clip, it's a milled clip. Like, it's just like eventually, you guys are going to be like, yeah, but this clip still kind of sucks, right? Like, so.
Yeah, I think companies that have taken a more standardized approach to their milled clips are probably in a better position. I want to say Artisans, CJRB, and parent and child company, and I think QSP as well. When they come to their milled clips, they're all pretty good. But especially the companies that tend to do like the popsicle stick style, where it's like relatively narrow and very heavily contoured one side to the other, so it fits in your hand. Great, no matter what design it's on. I would rather that. Shit, I would rather a comfortable Spyderco clip, like their big ass spoon clips. I would rather one of those on an average design than a poorly done milled clip like it.
So the Thug is actually a great example of what I think we're going to see more of going to the future, which is a
Mm,
milled clip that then has been bent into a spring clip.
And what was the one? What did we see recently? Was it QSP? Was that the model? That was the deep carry titanium milling. No, the Grebe,
The
right? Or the
Grebe?
Grebe. It had a deep carry titanium milled clip where it was a wraparound, kind of like, yeah.
hmm,
Hmm,
okay.
If you guys remember that part
I
of the
don't.
review, that's
Uh,
all right. Some of
hold
us are
up
better
one
than
second.
others. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, allegedly.
Uh,
There's always the alleged.
Now I'm looking at the OAO again.
You have to
Thank
start
really
singing and
goodness.
dancing while you look at it.
Spell? How was Grebe spelled? Here we go.
G R
There's
E
the
B
Grebe.
E.
I was gonna say, I think I have photos.
Grahebe.
Grahebe.
Griff. Yeah. Yeah. That's a
See, I
deep
know
carry clip.
things.
Again, simple, straightforward. It works. Sweet. If you're going to be
Oh,
artsy with your clip, if you're going to go out of your way to make it specifically for that given knife, you really need to make sure that it fucking works. I think that on the solid, it works. It's a decent clip. It feels good in hand. Um, I don't care if I'm in the minority as far as this particular tidbit is concerned, but I really do prefer clips like this these days. Not necessarily with the carry this quite this shallow, but having a spot where the edge of my hand goes right up against the knife. I just find that miles more comfortable than say shit like this, where it sticks out, sticks up. Because that's okay, but it's not comfortable, right? The ZT though doesn't pinch. Or is the ZT? Sorry, the solid. It doesn't
The
pinch.
Wii
It doesn't
knife.
feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, like I said, this knife in particular, I don't know in pocket. I didn't put it in my pocket because, well, I'm a lefty, so F you. But tabs, keep tabs on the Wii knife.
Yeah.
Mill clip
The
situation.
Winif. The Winif.
So
The Winif solid.
Yeah.
Winif solid.
I don't know if I have any other things to say about this knife.
No, I think that's about it for me.
You could, as a frequently bought together off of this website, also buy it with a wood-handled snick and a carbon fiber handled speed liner for a sweet combo price of $9.87 American as their suggestions as you're going to your cart.
No.
What?
You stop that.
It's a good idea. It's just $1,000 as a like, hey, first of all, frequently bought together, a wood-handled snick and a carbon fiber speed liner with the gray solid is a frequently purchased combination.
Yeah, it happened one time. You leave them alone about it.
So I'm seeing a regular solid, a black Warncliffe banter. Oh, I clicked on it and it changed. I think they
You
just
mean
lied
the
to me.
new one that just came out?
Yeah, I think they're full of shit.
Frequently bought together is a knife that literally just got released. They're like
Yeah.
everyone's buying this shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, frequently bought together for $1,300
Oh, the
American.
gray solid now has a Wii knife titanium handled Chacon with a bead and a titanium bead.
This is right up there with websites that let you know as you're looking at a product that, oh, so and so from whatever state has just bought one of these. Trying to add in that, like,
That FOMO.
yeah, the
I'm not going to say it's greasy.
it's pretty slick.
So what is kind of funny though is the last one I had the three knives together, the gray solid, the Chacon, and blah 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 type of thing. Or yeah, this one has the Wii knife, the Chacon, and the bead for a combo price of $789.50, no discount. Just buy them or take the other one had like a $200 discount on the three knives together. This one's like, nope, suckers paid full price.
All right, so I'm looking at right now. What is that weird dagger? The
If you go scroll
diatomic?
down, it tells you the three options available.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking at a diatomic, the cybernetic, and the OSS dagger as a 1232.50
Oh,
offering.
nice.
Yeah.
Is there a combo deal on that one, or you're just paying chump prices?
1285 was the original price.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. You got some inside trader prices for that
You-
one.
Yeah,
No
saving
ins-
$53.
no insider prices on this. You get the Wii Solid for $530. You get the Synergy 2 V2 for $407. And you get the Curvaceous Flipper for $350. For $1287 flat. Oh, there are no savings here. Only darkness now.
Stanson's got to go. Thanks for joining us, man. Take care. Good seeing you.
Stanson,
Good hearing
have a good
from you
night, brother.
again. Swing by the shop when you get a chance. There's a little something, something hanging out for you there.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
no deal there. Boom. Pay how much money did it say on those dollar reduce?
12. 87.
12,87 flat though. Like, I mean,
Oh, I'm
sold.
sure. Yeah.
Bundle it up. Do it. Let's do it. Frequently bought together. That's awesome. I love it. Good for you guys, Wee Knife. Should do that more often. Oh yeah,
I
they're
just
Alright.
found
throwing.
out,
I'm
just
gonna say it.
realized that the Pleroma has been discontinued.
The Pleroma?
Yeah.
Yes. It has been good. What is there any other Isham designs that are still on the table as of right now?
Yeah, the Arrakis is still available.
How is it now?
In certain variations, it was still, coming up.
Mm.
They must have made them and haven't sold them yet. But yeah.
7 out of 10.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see. I see what is.
I'll give it an 8. I'll raise you an 8. You going for a 9, Dennis?
No, I'm gonna score it something that has a fixed shape, matter, and volume.
A solid?
I hate it.
Indeed.
I hate
Yeah.
it so much.
You're welcome.
It's made of shapes.
What do you got there, Shapes?
Oh, I hate that. What do you got there? Shapes?
Uh,
Oh, that's the funniest thing you've said tonight, Joe.
yay. Yay. Well,
Oh,
yeah.
on that
I-
note,
I think we had a solid review of this thing.
Yeah, I think we were really doing it a solid tonight. It's
We really had a gas reviewing this thing,
no,
and I'm all out of liquid.
oh,
Oh.
Joe's running dry.
There's still blood in me, but no
Not for
drinks.
long.
Oh, all right. Well, I gotta go lock my door.
It's really more aqueous than anything else, depending on the oxygen level.
Yeah, what are you, full of aqueous liquids over there?
Probably.
Probably.
Well played.
That's enough of a solid.
That's it. That's all you got. That's our review. Take
Yeah.
it or leave it. Yeah, that's all right.
Take it or leave it.
It's,
It was,
it's fancy.
like Joe
Paul,
said, it was a solid review.
Stop telling the young guys no. I mean, you're just making them buy a Wee Knife Solid from Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. at competitive prices. Just saying.
No.
Competitive.
Niet.
It's
9.
all right.
No.
They're okay. So small little thing, Paul.
I stopped myself before I said it.
Go ahead. What do you got, Paul? What do you?
I got a
what do you
thing.
got?
I got a thing over here.
What do you got for the audience tonight?
So I had a customer come in with a knife recently, which might be the weirdest thing that I've ever seen, and I don't know who makes it because there wasn't really a maker's mark on it.
I'd like to quote Superintendent Chalmers here and say, "Good Lord, what is happening in there?" I'm just gonna throw that up because what the fuck am I looking at? Hey Dennis,
All right, sir.
you ever see this? You
ever see one of these?
I'll tell you if I see one.
Oh my god, it's got 3 pivots.
What is?
And 3 stop pins. Oh, and 3-point serrations. Oh my god. The trifecta.
Yeah. It's got a guard built in.
What?
So those are manual guards. You have to put them in place. They don't pop open when you open.
And it's a liner lock.
It sure is, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah. Guy came in asking if I knew what it was so he could find out what steel was in it and where he could get more of them.
I was gonna say, like, he wanted to know what it was called so he could get the curse lifted.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
it's
I mean, did he also sell you a monkey's paw while he was
he
there?
tried, but I turned it down.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, that could have lifted your curse from handling this fucking thing, but
Now we're good.
now you have to wait till you see the next weird dude in the kiosk with a monkey's paw.
Yeah, they happen frequently enough. It's fine.
Hmm.
So yeah, that, like I said, that's a manual guard that you push out into place, and then they stop up against those stop pins.
But they only come out on that side. They don't come out on the other side.
They don't come on the other side. No.
These are screwed in, and then the liner's on the other side, and then the middle one is a pivot.
The customer didn't know that they were a guard. He was like, I thought it was a guard at first, but I didn't think it was strong enough. It's like 1/8 inch thick chunks of steel.
Okay.
It's more than strong enough to stop you from sliding up on your knife. Really, is what it's designed for. It's not for knife fighting. It's not that kind of guard.
Trying to use the magic of Google Lens to find out what
Yeah,
the
I did too.
fuck this is, and
I did too.
man, there's nothing.
It's a one-off. It on the backside, it had what was where a maker's mark had been, the little rectangle shape, but it was just a black rectangle. Like it had been redacted.
Awful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for cursing us.
Yeah.
Someone decided that they wanted nothing to do with this knife, and they went around and scrubbed their name off of every single one in existence, so you no longer know who made it.
Yeah, so they could hide their shame.
It's none of your business.
So
I'm gonna go jump in the ocean now.
I wanted to curse you.
I want to say
knowledge.
It's a Marfione custom, but I'm not. It could also be a heretic, like high end. There's an OTF out there that, as it fires, it has 2 little spring-loaded tabs that come up with the blade and then fold out, and they lock in place, and it's adorable. It's great.
Yeah.
This is not.
No,
that's none of those things.
Literally none of them. It doesn't tick any of those boxes.
It's like somebody saw that, thought, "Oh, you know what? Maybe we could do this with a regular folder."
Well, they can. There's the swing blade or whatever. The like the case knives that have the guard, the swing guard.
Yeah. The
cheetahs. Or the Medici.
Yeah, the Medici. Yeah, that's a cool knife. Anyway, thanks for cursing us, Paul. What the hell?
This is a monstrosity.
Yeah, that is not.
Oddly enough, we
good.
didn't have quite what he was looking for, unfortunately.
I don't know what someone's looking for when they come in with this knife, but
I would implore them to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
Go on, Git. I said good day.
Have you thought about calling 1986?
I thought you were going to say the police.
No.
Turn yourself in.
Calling the police.
No.
Yeah, get some help. Yeah, no, it's an interesting thing.
Contact the History of Terrible Knives and put this in their museum.
I like silly shit. Don't get me wrong. This is just not. I can't tell whether this is not silly enough, or if it's too silly. It's just not. It's not the sweet spot.
I knew Dennis was gonna hate it. I was really hoping you were gonna love it, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You know what would make me like it though? Would be like if the guard was somehow spring loaded and would pop open automatically once the blade opened, or if it was like geared or something like that to open with the blade. Then you know what? I'd probably be like, I could respect the respect the hustle there. I almost said respect the hassle, but the hassle of putting the guard up on this thing, like you gotta open your knife, then you gotta open one guard, then you gotta open the other guard, then you gotta grip the knife.
Theoretically, I think you can open the guard first.
Sure.
Well, of course, you have to be at the ready
because the guard is above the scale, right? And the thumb stud I don't think ever makes it above the scale. So
That's horrible. Yeah, I don't know.
You should
Yeah,
be ashamed. You should be ashamed.
I didn't buy it.
Um,
Actually, here's my new knife.
you
Oh
should be
god.
ashamed of the fact that I'm trying to figure out what the fuck it is,
Yeah,
because that's what I'm scrolling through right now as we're talking. Like, what the fuck? This thing's so dumb. So
Wow.
dumb. Anyway, yeah,
it's a
that's dumb,
delight.
dude. It's dumb. Good for you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
the curse. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Um,
Take your monkey paw and get.
I do have one other thing,
I said get.
but it does require. That's fair. It does.
What
Does
does it
require
require?
nothing. You get nothing from us after this last fucking content.
It requires Instagram, Joe.
Good god. All right, what am I looking up?
The page that I saw it on was uh Maria underscore
Yep.
STALINA.
With kind of a V
And it
insignia
is
looking
the
thing.
yes, and it is the fourth item down on the page. It is a fixed blade, the MRE, Mad Russian Evening.
The fixed blade?
Yeah.
And fourth item down. Uh, have they updated it since?
No, I'm looking at the page right now, and it's the so there's the
Because
three across, and then it's the next item down on the left. It's the fourth item on their page.
that's a folder.
It's not on my page,
It's a
but I
thumbstud.
literally
I can't screen share this. I was gonna take a you know what?
it's called the
Look,
MRE.
okay.
Oh, I guess all their MR stuff is MRE. Um, it it is a fixed blade with an Altum sheath.
Ultim
Okay.
sheath, you say?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
see if I can find that on a web browser because just using the app is not helping.
Okay. The photo has it beside a pouch with a red with their insignia on it.
It is the seventh item on that web page. I don't know
That's
what you
weird.
mean about fourth, but okay. I'm gonna bring it up because it's a video pan. So,
Oh,
oh,
that's not.
right.
Yeah, it's right there for me.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's got like a little roller. Is that
Little
for a
roller
pocket clip?
bearing pocket clip. Yeah.
It's pretty. That's pretty fucking weird, dude.
Uh huh. Single bevel for the primary.
Why
V
does it
ground for the.
have a toggle?
You'll see. Yeah. I thought it was a lighter at first.
Oh, that's super fucking weird.
Yeah. Toggles
Very,
in. Locks
very
into place.
cool machining, though.
Yeah.
Huh.
Weird as shit. Kind of dig it.
Yeah, that's super strange.
It almost looks like the toggle isn't like past where the sharpening is. Like when he had it closed there for a second, I was like, is it still like sharp hanging out on the outside? But it's just a really big plunge grind on it.
I was
Like
gonna say yeah. I was gonna say it stops being sharp at the those indents. And I'm pretty sure those indents are where to hold it in place. Once you toggle it to the middle and it pushes it against that side, the metal side of the sheath.
Yeah, bud, that's fucked. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Although it can't push it against the metal side of the sheath because it's pushing from the other side. But
what
So,
kind of steel?
I don't know. I don't speak that.
Do better, Paul.
it
Come
doesn't.
at, come
It
at me, bro.
it doesn't say even when you translate it, so it's probably D2. Just
Oh,
gonna
I
guess
see.
here.
I see.
Um,
I was looking in the
diving.
comments. Sorry. What'd you call me?
However, it can also be worn in your pocket using a clip with an ergonomic cylindrical ring for comfortable diving. Okay, so not a straight. I guess this is a pretty direct translation in English. I guess they mean diving, as in like descending into the pocket. But when I saw the word diving, I'm like, this is a dive knife? The fuck?
Just what you want when you're diving is a finicky sheath to try and fiddle with
Yeah.
in
It's
your
a
your wetsuit pockets.
With one little convenient click of the
Shaketsu.
lever.
Shaketsu is a miniature pocket or neck scalpel to solve acute household tasks. And I say acute because acute has quotations on either side of it. I don't know why they. I don't know why it's written that way, but I'm
Sometimes
enjoying it.
somebody's in your house and they no longer should be.
And
They're a little obtuse, is what you're saying.
they ain't acute.
T.
Aw.
Yeah.
um. Okay. Super weird. I will be following this account because that's super strange. I'm into it.
Yeah.
They have a
Thought you might be.
they have a funny folder. Huh.
Yeah,
Funny. A
they
funny
certainly
folder?
do.
Okay,
I don't know what that is.
It's funny, you see.
Wall folding?
Is it?
A reverse
Shiketsu.
a reverse compression frame lock
How dare you, Joe?
from 44 weeks ago. So I think that's before the patent lapsed from Spyderco. I'm not 100%
That
sure on
just isn't that just a knack lock?
that.
What's the difference between a knack lock, huh? Huh?
It's a button actuation. I don't know.
Riddle me that, Spider-Man.
No.
Listen here, Spider-Man. That knife has boobs.
Only some.
What are you talking about?
When you were clicking on the like logging in screen,
I don't
the
know. Look at
background,
this.
there's. I'm waiting. What am I looking at, Joe?
Yeah, you're looking at Time
Explain
Masters.
yourself.
You're looking at a compression frame lock, a reverse compression frame lock that you could use left-handed theoretically because it actuates from the opposite side. I don't know how much I would.
Huh.
I'm interested.
Go on.
You know, it's only fair. I made you angry a few minutes ago. You had to repay the psychic damage, I guess. That's a thing. That's interesting.
I mean, it's enough of a cutout that you could use your thumb, right? Like he used his thumb pretty cleanly.
Was that
there.
pivot a C? Is that from Civivi?
Yeah, it's absolutely a Civivi knife. We talked about it last year, Paul. Come on now.
Oh, my mistake.
It won knife of the year, obviously.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy bullshit on this page. It's neat.
Yeah. I think that's why I followed them in the first place.
Oh, you followed them all right.
I
followed them real good.
All the way to the bank.
Yeah.
They've that style locked for a little while now. Interesting. Okay, well that's a rabbit hole to go down.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. Ooh, they make some sexy daggers. That's probably why you started following them, to be honest.
That's probably why.
Yeah, I mean, look at this shit. And by look at this shit, I mean wait for it to load, because it's loading.
Yeah, that knife's pretty fancy. I like it. I like it. I like a compression lock that lefties can use. You know.
Yeah,
I'm into that. Looks like it's got a fretboard on it. Does it play the classics though, Joe? Does it play the classics?
No Stairway to Heaven.
Well, see, instead of tickling the keys, this one just tickles your ribs. Since it's a dagger, you see?
Tickle in the old fancy, I see.
Tickles the ivories, but then it just makes us sad about the rhinos. So, you know.
Oh, the rhinos. Well, thank you, Paul, because I have nothing
Y-
for this week.
You're welcome for the cursed images.
Well,
I'm good with calling it quits now. It's good times.
Curated cursed
cool.
images. Thank you very much.
My comment will actually probably work out better next week if we do some Civivi things. We won't be here next week. Screw you
No?
guys. We've got a comic book convention I gotta do. Yeah.
This week is gonna suck.
Hey, hey man. What do you mean I don't get a weekend off? Don't worry about it.
Wee.
I hate you.
Yeah.
I also don't get a
Yeah.
weekend off, technically, I think.
I think you get day.
Get a bad day.
I think a day is to be had until we get to slag all the nerd gear.
Yeah.
Slag it. Slag it.
Oh, like it real good.
God, it's been flagged.
Oh, it's been marked for slagging.
Been
Mark
up
other
since
things.
I've been up
Oh.
since 4. I feel like I've been marked for slagging.
It's the mark of the slag.
A slag, like a single slag.
Uh Thanks for everyone joining us. CBM,
Indeed.
yeah. The Wheat Knife Solid. I don't know if you're carrying yours tonight, but yeah, it is.
He is.
It is a nice fancy night.
He said so in the comments.
Good times. Good times. Thank you, Cutting Edge Cutlery Co., for bringing in some fancy Wee Knife and Civivi options. Check them out online at competitive prices. You know, that thing. Other
You said
people say
combative
things.
prices at first. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll fight you for it.
I'll fight you for that knife. We don't play that game. No, just give us your money. That's it. Yeah. It's
What's
It's
that shirt?
mainly-
I'm a lover, not a knife fighter.
yeah.
Knife lover, not a knife fighter.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Someone else, people, thanks.
Thank you to the continued followers that we continue to get on Instagram. It's still weird. I still like it, and I appreciate you. And the algorithm working in our favor for once.
A little bit on the YouTubes as well. A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit on the YouTubes. Little every bit helps. Like, share, subscribe, all those good times. Thank you to those on Patreon. We got things coming your way, suckers. That's what you get when you mess with the warrior. That's right. Like I said, to
Christmas 2023.
the Stance at 357 reached out. Black Forest reaching out. Ben Peenig, we need to reach out to you. If it's easier, just swing by and pick up a little something, or whether it is we're going to mail something in your direction. Let us know what's more convenient. Dick Richard, you don't get a choice in the matter, sir. You just get to take it and like it.
That's right.
The second part is mandatory.
Is the first part not?
I has to like it, alright.
Like, I love it. Over. All right, guys. Thank you again. Ultimately, everything that you continue to contribute to the channel just was turned around as a big thank you to you guys.
We appreciate y'all.
Something fun to play with here, guys. So
yeah, on that note,
absolutely.
Get us out of here, Dennis. Set us free.
Listen here, Octor College. I think I'm just gonna go to 7 years of Octor college here. I think it's on that note, guys. I am who I am. We'll see you here in a couple weeks. It's been fun. Having said that, I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am Baron Joe.
And I'm XL.ca.
And we'll see you in a couple weeks, guys. Take care and
bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't know if there's any Octor colleges in Canada. I might have to go international for that type of thing.
You know what? It's probably for the
Lithuania.
best.
I hear
Lithuania
Sweden.
only.
Sweden's got the best Octor college you can get.
Get out.
Money can buy.